Boys, this is History third lesson, Rural Life and Society. Introduction. Indian economy was an agrarian economy. Agrarian means agricultural based economy. Agriculture was the primary occupation of the people. From very ancient period, what was our major occupation? Agriculture. What was our major employment? Agriculture. The British government in India did not adopt a pro-Indian agriculture and land revenue policy. At the time British ruled our country, that British government didn't frame any land revenue policy. British government introduced three major land revenue systems in India. Afterwards, British government introduced three major land revenue systems. The economic exploitation of the peasants. Peasants means farmers, led to the revolt in future. So what is the meaning of revolt? Fight. Now we are going to see about the land revenue policy under the British. Types of land revenue policy. There are three types of land revenue policy: permanent settlements, Rayatwari system, Mahalwari system. Permanent settlement was introduced by Lord Cornwallis. Rayatwari system was introduced by Thomas Munro. Mahalwari system was introduced by Lord William Bentinck. Now we are going to see about these land revenue settlements in detail. Shall we move? Permanent settlement. Lord Cornwallis, the Viceroy of British India, introduced a new revenue system in the states of Bengal, Bihar, Orissa and Varanasi. Boys, what is the first land revenue system? Yes, permanent settlement. Who introduced this system? Lord Cornwallis. Boys, in this lesson, there are many land revenue systems. So listen carefully. You must remember all the land revenue systems name and when did this land revenue system introduce and who did introduce these land revenue settlements. Okay, you must remember these details, these all details. Okay, so watch carefully and listen carefully. First one, permanent settlements. Lord Cornwallis introduced this permanent settlement. He first introduced this settlement in Bengal, Bihar, Orissa and Varanasi. This permanent settlement is the agreement between East India Company and Bengal. East India Company and Bengal made one agreement. That agreement name was this permanent settlement. Now we are going to see about the salient features of the permanent settlement. Zamindars were recognized as the owners of land. Boys, you know very well about this. Very long ago, Zamindars, that means many landlords were there, yes or no? So that Zamindars were recognized by people as owner of the lands. The Zamindars acted as the agent of the government for the collection of revenue from the cultivators. What is the meaning of revenue? Tax. The Zamindars acted as the agent of the government for the collection of tax from the cultivators. In this sentence, what is the meaning for cultivators? Yes, farmers. Okay. The amount of revenue. Revenue means tax. The amount of tax that the Zamindars had to pay to the company was fixed. They already fixed the tax and would not be raised under any circumstances. That tax rate would not be raised. Raised means what? Increased. Under any circumstances. Circumstances means situations. They gave 10 out of 11 of the revenue collected by them from the cultivator to the government. These landlords, these zamindars, same meaning. Zamindars and landlords are same meaning. These zamindars would give 10 out of 11% of tax to whom? To the government. The zamindars would grant patta. What is the meaning of patta? For houses, government will give one agreement, no, written agreement, that is only called patta. The zamindars would grant patta to the ryots. Ryots means people. All judicial powers were taken away from the zamindars. These zamindars don't have any judicial power. Next we are going to see about the merits and demerits. Merits. Under this system, many of the wastelands and forests became cultivable lands. Many forests converted into cultivable lands under this system. The zamindars became the owner of the land. The zamindars were made free from the responsibility of providing justice. The zamindars would not be punished by anyone. The zamindars remained faithful to the British government. They must be remained faithful to the British government. This system secured a fixed and stable income for the British government. Zamindars must give how many percentage of revenue? 10 out of 11 percentage of revenue to the British government. So, in this way, British government got the stable income, fixed income. Next, demerits. The British government had no direct contact with the cultivators. Yes or no? Yes. Cultivators means farmers. Who is the mediator here? Zamindars is the mediators here. The rights of the cultivators were ignored and they were left at the mercy of the zamindars. These cultivators don't have any rights. The peasants were almost treated as serfs. Serfs means slaves. The zamindars treated these peasants, these farmers as slaves. This system was made the zamindars very luxurious. Luxurious means rich. The zamindars became rich day by day. Many conflicts means fights. Many fight between the zamindars and the peasant arose in rural Bengal. Next one, Rayotwari system. This system was introduced by Thomas Munro in 1820. Which year? 1820. By Rayotwari system, the rights of ownership was handed over to the peasants. British government collected taxes directly from the peasants. Peasants means farmers. Under this system, the rights of ownership was handed over to the peasants. British government collected tax directly. There were no mediators like zamindars. British directly collected the tax from the people. This assessment was reduced to 1/3 of the produce by Thomas Munro. The revenue was based on the basis of the soil and the nature of the crop. They collected the tax under which manner? Based on the basis of the soil and nature of the crop. Rents would be periodically revised, generally after 20 to 30 years. The position of the cultivators became more secure. Now, cultivators got some security. In this system, the settlement was made between the government and the ryots. Ryots mean people. Good relationship formed between government and the people. Next, we are going to see about the salient features of the Rayotwari system. This Rayotwari system was introduced in Madras, Bombay and Assam. Salient features of the Rayotwari system. Revenue settlement was done directly with the ryots, that means people. Measurement of field and an estimate of produce was calculated. Measurement of field was calculated. They calculated everything. Government fixed the demand at 45% to 55% of the produce. Effects of Rayotwari settlement. In most areas, the land revenue fixed was excessive. Excessive means very high. The ryots were hardly left with bare maintenance even in the best of season. That means the farmers didn't get so much of profit. Under the system, the government exploited the farmers instead of zamindars. But according to this system, who were exploited? Not zamindars, but farmers. Next, we are going to see about the Mahalwari system. Mahalwari system introduced by Lord William Bentinck. It was introduced in the Ganga Valley, the northwest province, parts of central India and Punjab in 1822. This system was introduced in which year? 1822, introduced by Lord William Bentinck. Assessment of revenue was to be made on the basis of the produce of the mahal. Mahal means village. What is the meaning of mahal? Village. All the properties of a mahal were severally and jointly responsible for the payment of the revenue. Initially, the state share was fixed 2/3 of the gross produce. They fixed one share. What was the share? 2/3 percentage. They must give 2/3 percentage of the profit to the government. Salient features of the Mahalwari system. The Lambardar acted as intermediators between government and the villages. It was a village-wise assessment. One person could hold a number of villages. One person can administer number of villages. The village community was the owner of the village common land. The village land belonged to the village community. This village land belonged to the village community. Effects of the Mahalwari system. The Lambardar is nothing but in charge. The Lambardar enjoyed privileges which was misused for their self-interest. They misused all the powers. Who? Lambardar means in charge. This system brought no benefit to the cultivators. But there was no benefit. It was a modified version of the Zamindari system. It was similarly like the Zamindari system. Impact of the British land revenue system on the cultivators. It resulted in increasing land sales and dispossession. Dispossession means depriving someone of the land. The action of depriving someone of the land. The peasants were overburdened with taxation. Severe tax was collected, so peasants were overburdened. The zamindars, moneylenders and lawyers exploited the poor peasants. The stability and continuity of the Indian villages was shaken. There was no stability. Cottage industries disappeared. The British policy proved advantageous only to the government of a privileged section of the society at the cost of the cultivators who were rightful owners of their land. That means it was only suitable for British government, not for our Indian cultivators. Peasants' revolt. The British rule in India brought about many changes in the agrarian system in the country. The old agrarian system collapsed and under the new system, the ownership of land was conferred on the zamindars. Now, who was the in charge of the land? Again, zamindars. The life of the peasants was extremely miserable. Peasants suffering a lot. The various peasant movements and uprisings during the 19th and 20th centuries were in the nature of a protest against of the existing conditions under which their exploitation knew no limits. In the 19th century and 20th century, there were many protests started. What is the meaning of protest? Opposition, okay. The Sandal Rebellion, 1855 to 56. The first revolt which can be regarded as peasants' revolt was the Chandal Rebellion. What was another name of Sandal Rebellion? Peasant Revolt. The land near the hills of Rajmahal in Bihar was cultivated by the Sandals. Sandals means one group of people. Some land was cultivated by Sandals near Rajmahal hills. The landlords and moneylenders from the cities took advantages of their ignorance and began grabbing their lands. Grabbing means they started to take their lands. There means Sandal. They started taking Sandal's land. Under two Sandal brothers, Sidhu and Kanhu, to free their country of the foreign oppressors. Oppressors means enemies, and set up a new government of their own. The rebellion assumed a formidable shape within a month. Formidable means strong. This rebellion means quarrel or fight, okay. This fight assumed a strong shape within a month. The houses of the European planters, British officers, railway engineers, zamindars and moneylenders were attacked. These rebels attacked these British officers, railway engineers, zamindars, planters and moneylenders. The rebellion continued till February 1856. But when did this rebellion start? 1855. The government declared the Barganas inhabited by them as Sandal Barganas so that their lands and identity could be safeguarded from external affair. The government declared Barganas by them as Sandal Barganas. The government declared these Barganas as Sandal Barganas because for their safety. Next one, Indigo Revolt. Indigo is nothing but one tropical plant. The Indigo Revolt took place in Bengal. The primary use of indigo is, it is a dye for cotton yarn which is mainly for the production of denim cloth for blue jeans. So what is indigo? It is one type of plant, mainly tropical plant, that means very hot regions only we can see this type of plant. This indigo rebellion, indigo fight happened in which place? Bengal. The European indigo planters compelled that tenant farmers to grow indigo at terms highly disadvantageous to the farmers. These European cultivators compelled our Indian cultivators to grow this indigo plant. Factories were burned down and the revolt spread. So after that, our Indian cultivators burned many factories. Afterwards, these revolt spreaded. To take control of the situation, the government set up an Indigo Commission in 1860. So remember this year, 1860. What is this year? What happened in this year? In 1860, Indigo Commission started. Dinabandhu Mitra wrote a drama, Neel Darban, in Bengali with a view to draw the attention of the people and the government towards the misery of the indigo cultivators. So relating to these indigo cultivators, Dinabandhu Mitra wrote one drama. That drama name was Neel Darban. Misery means sufferings. Bhavna Revolt, 1873 to 76. Bhavna Peasant Uprising was a resistance movement by the peasant against the oppression of the zamindars. This revolt is the peasant against revolt, oppression of the zamindars, oppose zamindars. The zamindars routinely collected money from the peasants. Peasants means farmers. So what was the duty of the zamindars? They collected the tax from the peasants, farmers, by the illegal means. But some zamindars collected these tax some illegal way. Large crowd of peasants gathered and marched through villages, frightening the zamindars and appealing. Appealing means forcing to other peasants to join with them. So large crowds of peasants gathered in one place opposed to zamindars. Hardly zamindars or zamindars agents were killed or seriously injured. Many zamindars killed. In the course of the movement, the riots developed a strong awareness of the law and their legal rights and the ability to combine and form associations for the peaceful agitation. So they started one organization for this critical situation. Deccan Riots. In 1875, the peasants revolted in the district of Poona. That event has been called the Deccan Riots. So in which year this riot happened? 1875. The peasants revolted primarily against the oppression of local moneylenders. So this riot was started for the opposition for the moneylenders. The uprising started from a village in Poona district when the village people forced out a local moneylenders from the villages and captured his property. So these village people joined together and forced these moneylenders to come out from the villages. Gradually, this uprising spread over 33 villages. It resulted in passing of the Deccan Agriculturist Relief Act, which removed some of the most serious grievances of the peasants. So, after this revolt, one act passed, which act? Deccan Agriculturist Relief Act. Next, we are going to see about Punjab Peasant Movement. The peasants of the Punjab agitated to prevent the rapid alienation of their lands to the urban moneylenders for failure to pay debts. Debts means tax. Some peasants failed to pay their tax. The British India did not want any revolt in that province, which provided a large number of soldiers to the British army in India, because this place had a large number of British army in India. In order to protect the peasants of Punjab, the Punjab Land Alienation Act was passed. So after that, one act was passed, Punjab Alienation Act, in the year of 1900. The act divided the population of the Punjab into three categories: agricultural classes, statutory agriculturist, and population including the moneylenders. Chambran Satyagraha 1970-1918. The European planters of Chambran in Bihar resorted to illegal and inhuman methods of indigo cultivation. Some illegal methods were there in indigo cultivation. The peasants were bound by law to grow indigo on 3/20 part of their land and send the same to the British planters at prices fixed by them. But people must give 3 out of 20% to the British. Mahatma Gandhi took up their cause. The government appointed an inquiry commission of which Mahatma Gandhi was a member. The grievances of the peasants were inquired and ultimately the Chambran Agrarian Act was passed in May 19. After that, one act was passed. What was the name of the act? Chambran Agrarian Act in the year of 1918. Kheda Satyagraha 1918. In the Kheda district of Gujarat, due to constant famines, agriculture failed in 1918. So, due to famine, agriculture failed, but the officers insist on collection of full land revenue, but the British officers collected full tax. The local peasants therefore started no tax movement. So, all peasants, all farmers joined together and started no tax movement in Kheda district. Gandhiji accepted the leadership of this movement. So, Gandhi headed over this session. Gandhiji organized the peasant to offer Satyagraha. So, Gandhiji organized many farmers and started Satyagraha. He inspired the peasants to be fearless and face all consequences. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel emerged as an important leader of the Indian freedom struggle during this period. During this period only, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel became an superhero. Next, we are going to see about Mapla Rebellion. The Muslim Mubla peasants of Malabar was suppressed and exploited by the Hindu zamindars. Some Muslim farmers exploited by the Hindu zamindars. This was the main cause of this Mopla rebellion. In August 1921, the Mopla tenants rebelled against the oppressive zamindars. In 1921, these Mopla rebellions opposed the zamindars. By December 1921, the government ruthlessly suppressed the Mopla rebellion, but in 1921, government suppressed this movement. According to an official estimate, as a result of government intervention, 2,337 Mopla rebels were killed, 1,650 Mopla rebels wounded, more than 45,000 captured as prisoners. Next, we are going to see about Bardali movement. In 1928, the peasants of Bardali was in the place of Gujarat, started their agitation under the leadership of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel in protest against the government. They started protesting against the British government. The peasants refused to pay tax. In 1930, the peasants of Bardali rose to a man, refused to pay taxes. All people gathered and they refused to pay the tax. At this time, people face the acquisition sales, that means critical situation, and the eventual loss, very heavy loss of almost all of their lands, but refused to submit to the government. But the people refused all these details to submit the government. However, all their lands were returned to them when the Congress came to power in 1937. So after the entry of the Congress in 1937, all their lands were returned to them, that means the people. Thank you.